our vowel system, the way we have in Hebrew with the dots, the komets, patach, and chirik, and all that, fits the Tiberian system. That's the Tiberian system. And it fits a mode of pronunciation that's closer to, let's say, classically Ashkenazic, for better or for worse. It's closer than the Babylonian pronunciation system, which had its own way of marking these things, and the Yemenite system, which has its own way of marking things. So the Yemenite pronunciation fits more of the way the Yemenites were marking it down. But one of the things that's inseparable from the Nikudot is the Tamim. Mapach, Pashta, Zakif, Katon, and the Esnachta, etc., all those guys, those are an inseparable part of the system the Masoretes use. Yes, here it is, see? Oh, but this is the Sephardic names, the new Sephardic names, right? But the point is, these marks, along with the usual Nikudot that with which we are familiar, representing the vowels, they're one united system. They depend on each other. Why is it a kametz? Because there's an esnachta here. If there wasn't an esnachta, it would be a patach. Why is there a zakev katon here? Because there's a kamatz. Sometimes they're interchangeable. They have to go hand in hand. And therefore, just like at least the Ashkenazic, close to the Ashkenazic, classically Ashkenazic without the Hasidic, Polanischer influence where they're adding yuds all over the place. Okay? O becomes I, or even worse in Galicia where it doesn't make any sense. Throwing classic Ashkenazic Medaktikim who know the difference in komets and patach, sagol, tzerei, shuruk, kubutz, all these things have been preserved close to at least the way the Masoretes were doing it. So their trup system is also closer to the way the Masoretes were doing it. I heard a guy laying today, it hit me. He was reading Ha'azinu. That is, let's say, the Babylonian trup, the way the Sephardim read it. They're fitting their Babylonian system of chanting the Torah to our cantorial marks. The Yemenite cantorial marks, the way the Yemenites read it, is a lot less nuanced. It's a lot more basic. They have first level divider, second level divider, third level divider, fourth level divider. Now, do you know anything about Trupp? I'm not losing you guys. Yeah, so they talk about this, but let's say fourth level dividers in our system, how many exist? There's Gershayim and just a regular Geresh and a Tlisha Gedola and a Pazer. In the Yemenite system, those are all the same thing. So you can't read Yemenite using our system. And therefore, the Ashkenazic way, or at least ways of chanting the Torah Ashkenazic, are also truer to the source. This is what I don't want to sound superior, like I'm not like one of them, but just to know, I like it when a Yemenite guy reads the Torah, and as long as they pronounce all the words right, especially if he doesn't pronounce a gimel, then you know he's pronouncing everything right because he'll pronounce a gimel and a gimel. That's good. Gimel's wrong. Okay, don't hesitate by saying that. It's patently wrong, but his trop don't fit the system that we have. If you're using, let's say, the tikkun, and you want to get it right according to the trop, then you have to at least, maybe the North African system came from the Ashkenazic, and it's radically different than the common Yerushalmi Sephardic kind or the Babylonian Sephardic kind. If you know what I'm talking about, you heard people laying like this. Here we have all the things. I get to hear this all the time where I live. So the Ashkenazic system of the tunes is the truest one, at least to our Masoretic texts. It fits it, and also has the most nuance. By the way, how many different ways can you read those Ashkenazic trups that we know? Not Sifrei Amet. That we lost, unfortunately. But the regular Sfarim, how many different tunes do we have? Well, we have regular Torah reading and the Haftarah and the Yamin Noraim and the Shira tune, and we have 3 different ways to read the Megillas. So that gives us 7 ways. Okay, there are 7 different tunes we use for the Megillas, right? There's the ones for the Shalosh Regalim, which is Ruth, Koheles, and Shir Shirim, and then there's a special one for Eicha. Within Eicha, there's another tune. The middle parak is done differently, and then there's Esther. So that technically, if you count Eicha as 2, we have 8 different tunes, but they all fit the Masoretic notes that they gave us. Whereas the other tunes that the other people are using fit systems that we are not using. Okay, so just to know that seems to be the one that's truer to it.
We would like to encourage our viewers to share these videos with friends and send in your responses. If you would like to obtain Birkon Nusach Eretz Yisrael or invite the rabbi for a speaking engagement, please email us at office@machonshilo.org.